of course, I got a lot of questions for you. You could talk all day and pick your brain, but my biggest question for you is this. You grew up in Philly, then you moved to California. Where in your life, how did you get to Oklahoma? You were born in Tulsa, is that correct?
Yeah, well, that was a drop off. I mean, my dad told me that I was conceived in Vegas.
Oh, yeah,
He
okay.
and my mom were, doing Vegas all through the when the mob ran the town, and I was playing blackjack with my dad at 18. He was a boss gambler at the Riviera Hotel where they filmed Casino and all these great movies in the past. And I had the experience of being there when the so-called certain people owned certain things in Vegas, let's say, and it was an incredible time, and I grew up like that. And so anyway, uh, my dad ran Fortune 500 companies, and at the time he was living in Tulsa, Oklahoma. When it came time for me to be dropped off, I popped out in Oklahoma, right? 9 months later, we moved to Dallas, lived there for 2 years, went to Philly for about another five, back to Dallas for two, back to Philly till I was like 15, where I moved to Malibu. And Philadelphia is my hometown. All my relatives are there. I learned how to fight in Philly, learned how to fight. I learned how to fight in Texas too at a young kid. But in Philly, I learned how to fight a little more. But when I got to Malibu, in that you might think, oh, everybody's rich, everybody's whatever. We weren't rich. We were middle class, and we lived in a canyon called Trancas Canyon. All the rich people lived at the beach, and Steve McQueen, the actor, was a good friend for the last 6 years of his life, and made Charlie Sheen and Rob Lowe and the Penn brothers all lived up Point Dume, miles away, and it was a great existence, but it was a tough existence because as a surfer, we brawled all the time. And I started training with Chuck Norris's fighting partners out there in Tang Soo Do, which was his style, the Korean style, and I went on to other styles, but mainly got into kickboxing for like 12 years, which was my major love. And I got a second degree black belt in Tang Soo Do. I loved, fighting. I competed in the internationals one time, but I wanted to fight for real because I had a lot of real fighting experiences, and I wanted to get in there and knock the guy out or get knocked out, whatever the case might be. So I fell in love with kickboxing. That was my thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't know if you claim Oklahoma or not, but I think we're going to go ahead and claim you just so you know. But
That's okay. No, listen, I'm born in Oklahoma. I'm an Okie. It's just, there's no way to get around it. It's all good. It's
yeah,
all
that's
good. I
awesome.
love it. I'm very proud of it. You can't say it in Texas too much, but I'm very proud of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Big rivalry. So,
Yeah.
uh,